The Adobe Ink Slide is Adobe's first hardware gadget. They're calling it a Creative Cloud digital pen and digital ruler, but it's basically a stylus for your iPad. When you're using the Ink Slide with your iPad, there's a noticeable amount of lag while you're writing or drawing. There's also a distinct amount of inaccuracy when you're really zoomed in on an object and you're trying to trace over it. There are multiple trace and stamp packs available in the Adobe Line app. There are shapes like lines, rectangles, triangles, as well as stamp packs that include things like desert flora, trees, bushes, or even people. Erasing or redoing things that you've drawn is simple. All you do is a two-finger swipe to the left to undo or to the right to redo. The Ink Slide also works with Adobe's Creative Cloud, which lets you do things like share work that you make on Adobe's Line app and send it to the Photoshop app on your desktop. You can also do a long press with the Ink Slide onto the iPad, copy whatever you're working with onto the stylus, and then go to another iPad and paste it into their document. That is really great for collaboration in the shared creative space. The Adobe Line app, which is what you're supposed to use in collaboration with the Ink Slide, isn't quite as advanced as what people who are used to using Photoshop or Illustrator are used to. Basically, it's a lot more like a paint app. It's really bare to the bones, which might be useful if you're trying to start with a basic drawing and then add it to a bigger workflow later on. The Ink Slide is made from brushed aluminum and white plastic. It actually looks a lot like the same design aesthetic as Apple's iPad Air, and it actually goes really well with the iPad if you're using both. The curves that they used on the pen allow it to fit really well with multiple grips in your hand. No matter which way you're using it, or if you're using it different grips for drawing or writing, it really just feels natural to hold. The Adobe Ink Slide costs $200, and you can only buy it from Adobe. That might be a good deal if you're comparing it to something like a Wacom tablet that you'd use with Photoshop on your Mac. But if you're just, an amateur user looking to get involved with doing a little bit more advanced artwork, you might be better off just getting a cheap stylus from your iPad and working with something like Photoshop Touch or 53's paper app. Overall, the Adobe Ink Slide is only really useful for those who already have a creative workflow using Adobe's Creative Cloud and might want to do some work while out and about with their iPad.